Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into episode number 12 of Playing with House Money presents the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti. I am the head of the SGC Ice, and this right here is the Cognoscenti's very own consigliere, the live bet king, DJ Prue. How are you doing today, my guy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's always fun to be on SGC, man. That's where the money at.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Hopefully. Last weekend in Germany came back and did something. I know you mentioned it
I was gonna
on
say, and I
on
did tell you.
episode one of Who Pissed Off Prue
Yep.
that launched on Thursday morning. You went
Yeah.
in on the
I shot
Bundesliga.
you a text. I said after we talked about it then, we weren't talking about it again. So you're bringing up trauma, but rightfully so. We know Germany's good for it. We got to keep a short memory. So
That was the reason I brought it up. Is like you have to have a short memory in this game because, yeah, like you said last week, first time in at least as long as we've been betting on it that every
yeah,
game on that early slate goes under 2.5. Like the odd one or two here and there, yeah, like that's expected. But for the whole slate to go
right.
under,
The whole thing.
yeah.
And I didn't really realize it until I looked at it. And I'm like, wait a minute. None of these are over 2 goals. So yeah, maybe they had some rust. They maybe gained a little bit of weight over break.
But yeah, and that was it. Like, hopefully they've kicked off the rust and they'll be back at it on Saturday morning. But this week I'm focusing on another league that's actually been good to us over the last 2 weeks. Over Christmas and New Year. Like we said, most of the big leagues took a kind of winter break. There was England had the EPL, and at the beginning of December, the Premier League was kind of goals galore everywhere. And then that's kind of slowly kind of wound down a little bit. But what has kind of taken its place, like I say, the end of December and beginning of January is the Championship. So that's the tier below the Premier League. And some of the sides that, we love to bet on, Leicester, Leeds, these kind of guys, like those two sides are better than any other side in that division. So, Leeds are playing on Sunday. They are in my bet this week for Sunday, but we're really focusing on that Saturday morning. And I've got 3 games that I love from the 9 a.m. Central slate on Saturday morning. And the first one that I've got here is Bristol City at home to Watford. And this is 14th place against 8th. And Watford are the team in 8th. So I always do like it when the away team is the better team. Like, it gives you, gives the home team an opportunity to get on the score sheet as well. If it's like flipped around and Watford were at home, then I would probably, that's where I would to the home team totals. But when the supposed better side is the away side, it always gives the both teams to score a much better chance. And that therefore means the over 2.5 has a much better chance of coming in. And when you look at Bristol City, they've scored in 4 out of 5 of their last home games. They just beat West Ham at home in the FA Cup. So
that was a weird one.
Yeah, so they got that goal there. And on the reverse side, Watford have got a great away form. They've won 4 out of their last 5 away games in the Championship, drawn 1, so they haven't lost, but they have conceded in every single one of those games. So they're winning the games 2-1, 3-1. They beat Preston 5-1. There's a 3-3 draw in there as well. So Watford are great going forward, but they're also open to conceding, and that is exactly what we're looking for, right? When we're looking at over 2.5s and both teams to score. So that one I'm going over 2.5 match goals. No, I'm not. Tell a lie. That one I'm going both teams to score. Yeah. You can go over 2.5 match goals. Like they kind of go hand in hand. Like if one's going to hit, then we hope that the other does. The one I'm going over 2.5 match goals in, same league, but it's Plymouth at home to Cardiff. And this is one of those where the kind of it is reversed. Plymouth as the home team. Well, same. Plymouth are 19th, Cardiff are 13th. So two of the lower standing kind of teams, but Plymouth are on a great run at the moment, certainly at home. And if I read you off their last 5 home games, the results, you see why this game is going in at over 2.5 goals. 3-1, 3-3, 3-3, 3-2, 2-1.
Wow.
That's their last 5 home games, 2 draws and 3 wins in their last 5 at home. And on the flip side, Cardiff, a real hit and miss away from home. They've lost 3, won 2. And their last 5 away games are 4-0, 1-2, 1-2, 3-0, 2-0. So only 1 out of the last 9 home and away games doesn't go over the 2.5. So over 2.5, they're just the way these two teams are playing form wise. We're hoping for 2-1. Plymouth could score 3.
Quite easily. I'm thinking in my head 3-3.
Yeah. I mean, Plymouth have had back to back. They in the Championship. They're back at the moment. They were 3-3 at home to Birmingham, 3-3 at home to Watford. So yeah, I mean, I would not put it past them to go. And the game before that was 3-2. So yeah, I mean, I would not put it past them again to score 3 and also concede a few goals. So over 2.5 is the value play in that one. And then the third one in that league in the 9 a.m. Slot is Sheffield Wednesday at home to Coventry City. And this is one where we get one of the teams at the bottom of the table in Sheffield Wednesday playing at home. They're at 22nd out of 24, so they're in the relegation zone. Only 6 wins on the season, playing against Coventry, who are 6th in the table, and they're fighting for promotion. The way that the league works, they're in the playoff positions right now, so they're going to go into the playoffs if they stay in 6th place. But it's a close run thing. There are 7-8 teams all the way down to Cardiff, who we've just talked about, in 13th, who are only 3 points off of that 6th place where you need to get into the playoffs. So as we're looking now with 19 games left of the season, where we've played 27 out of 46. So you're just over halfway. There's a very close, any one of those teams, if they put a run together, could really push themselves into that playoff picture securely. But yeah, again, we talk about form, and Sheffield Wednesday might be in the relegation zone, but they've won 4 out of their last 5 home games. So they're trying to survive. They're giving themselves an opportunity. They just beat Cardiff. They've beaten Hull. They've beaten QPR, and they've beaten Blackburn all at home. And they've scored 2+ goals in each one of those games. They've scored 3 and 4 on multiple occasions at home. So they're not a pushover at home, even though they're in the relegation zone. If you just looked at the table, you would think, well, this is an easy Coventry win. But yeah, Coventry are a very solid side. And again, away from home, they're scoring goals. In 3 of their last 5 away games, they've scored 3 goals. Scored 3 away at Middlesbrough, 3 away at Sunderland, who are also sides pushing for the playoffs, in that top half of the table. So Coventry right now, very solid away. They drew 1-1 away at Leeds, who we mentioned being one of the top sides in the league. And the one away game that they've lost was to Ipswich, who are actually 2nd in the table. So, again, very solid away form. But we're taking both teams to score in that one. You've got 2 solid form sides. And again, any one of these 3 games, you could play all 3 of these games over 2.5. You could play all 3, both teams to score. You could play all 3, both teams to score and over 2.5. Like, I don't hate any of those combinations for those 3 games. I think those 3 games could. And some degenerates like yourself will probably play all 3 of these games over 3.5 goals. And quite possibly RR the over 4.5.
No, we'll do the first half. We'll stay away from the 4.5 until we got a live bet it. You're asking a lot in that one.
But yeah, so, those 3 games, over 2.5 goals in the Plymouth v Cardiff game, both teams to score in Bristol, Watford, both teams to score in Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry, 7 goals plus 450. So yeah, that's our solid bet for Saturday morning. Discord will have
matchups. I mean, with those matchups, you should see you're at least expecting all the teams to concede.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're hoping, what we're looking for anyway. So
yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for when we're looking at matchups for those teams. That not only are they great offensively, but they're also playing against sides. They're not great defense, and that's what I'm saying. Like this league right now, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, is one where there are goals in it, and when all the teams are playing like that, it kind of makes it shooting fish in a barrel. Right, like trying to, we could pick any number of those games. I know I said to you a couple of weeks ago, it was probably last Saturday when the whole Bundesliga slate went under 2.5. Every game on the championship slate, bar one, went over.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
So it's one of those where that's just where that's where the goals are right now. So we're trying to capitalize on that. And then
we don't care about the names.
No. And then late afternoon on Saturday, I like 2 away teams going into the team totals. And yes, this is where we talk about having a short memory because Bayer Leverkusen.
Leverkusen plays in the afternoon, don't they?
They're the late game on Saturday, so they won't be in the Bundesliga bet that goes in the Discord. But yeah, they are, and the problem that we have is that they are playing Red Bull Leipzig. So, so not only did Bayer Leverkusen only score their 1 goal last week and sneak a 1-0 win, they're playing against the side that continually seems to screw us.
Bro, it's so hitter. They're so wishy-washy with us, man.
But we talk about
I love them at a distance.
Yeah, and what we're hoping for this week is that we love them because Bayer Leverkusen go and score 2 or 3 against them, and they kicked off the rust last week by getting that last-minute winner against Augsburg. Yeah, I mean, nothing else needs to be said. Bayer Leverkusen's away form is emphatic. They are top of the league. They're 4 points above Bayern Munich in the league table right now. So, Red Bull are in 4th. So obviously we know Red Bull Leipzig are not terrible. They've progressed in the Champions League. Sorry, they played that game against Man City. That they gave Man City a game away from home, but we know that Man City are not great defensively. So, hey, this game could be 4-3. It could very easily be like Red Bull will either score goals or they won't. You know that. We're going to get one or the other. But Bayer Leverkusen have consistently been solid. Like they have won a couple of their away games 1-0, but I just think this game is a lot more open than the Augsburg game, and taking Bayer Leverkusen team total over 1.5. I'm very sure it's plus money because they're playing Leipzig. So any time you're going to give me Leverkusen at plus money to score twice, I am going to take it.
Yeah, that's you have to.
Yeah, and one of the I do like and the 2 goal scorers I've got for this week are in these 2 games that I'm going to talk about, and this one all depends on the side that Leverkusen put out in this game, because the guy I really like to score only came on as a sub against Augsburg. He didn't start the game. But I have a feeling that because of the way that game went, he will start this game. And it's Florian Wirtz. He is a 20-year-old kid. He's been unbelievable this season. He's scored 5, assisted 7. So you could very well play him to score or assist. Yeah. And you'll probably get plus money on that. He's plus 300 to score anytime.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if he starts, he will definitely be the one. And that game aside, the last 3 games that he's started for Bayer, he's assisted in each one of the 3. He scored in one of them. He didn't against Augsburg, but like I say, only came on for the last half an hour. So in a game that was scrappy at best anyway. So I like that they might start him this week. And if they do start him, then yeah, I'm definitely taking him as a goal scorer. Whereas the next guy is just an out and out goal scoring machine. He is the OG.
Yep.
Olivier Giroud.
Yes, sir.
One of the best looking soccer players on the planet right now.
Hey, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
But I mean, he used to play for Arsenal, so I have a soft spot for him. Obviously, he's now at AC Milan, which is kind of. I feel like I realized this the other day, and he scored for us last week, right? We took him on Sunday with Mbappe. So I'm back in on him to score. He's plus 155 to score any time, which I think for him is huge value.
Yeah.
You know, he's normally around the plus 100 to 115 kind of mark. So to get 150 on him is great. And AC Milan, again, they're an away side. They're playing away against Udinese. But Udinese, and we know this league, right? This is Serie A in Italy. I hate betting it for the most part, but when you're betting on one of these top 5 sides, Inter, Juve, AC Milan, Fiorentina, Atalanta, those five sides are pretty solid. You know that you're going to get some goals out of them. And everyone else in the league is kind of on a level playing field. So when they play one another, it's always like 0-0s, 1-0s, because they're all kind of these five teams at the top, you know, kind of have elevated themselves, especially this season. You know, the likes of Napoli and Roma have kind of slipped a little bit. Lazio is sat in 6th, and you know how I feel about Lazio. 2024 is the year that I will go nowhere near a Lazio game to bet on, because every time I bet on them, they lose, and every time I bet against them, they seem to turn into the best Lazio of the 1990s. So yeah, but AC Milan, again, they're on a great run of form, and again, we're looking for teams that can play away from home, and you know, they've scored 2+ goals in their last 6 away games, including away at Newcastle in the Champions League. They've scored in 5 out of 5, 6 out of their last 7 away Serie A games, and the one that they didn't score twice in, they still won the game 1-0. So they're in very solid form away from home. And on the flip side, Udinese are not great at home. You know, so talking of, Udinese just lost to Lazio. Lazio went to Udinese and scored twice. So if Lazio went and did it, I'm very confident that AC Milan can go and do it. And yeah, those two, Leverkusen and AC Milan, plus 310 for them both to score twice. Okay. And yeah, I'm only thinking about it now, but they basically both play in the same kit. They're both red and black. The home kits for Leverkusen and AC Milan are both red and black. Yeah, which is definitely not why I picked it, and they're both away, so they might wear their away strips. But yeah, it's the little anecdote.
Little coincidence. We like that.
So that's that. And then, yeah, Sundays is, I mean, pretty much fairly straightforward when you think about it. It's 3 games to go over 2.5 goals. Leeds v Preston. We talked about Leeds. They are one of the best teams in this league. They're currently sat in 4th place. Preston, the middle of the table, in 12th, but Leeds, you know, scored 3 goals in 4 out of their last 5 home games. So Leeds could score the 3 goals on their own in this one. And Preston away of conceded. They lost 4-0 to Chelsea, and it is Chelsea, but we also know like Chelsea aren't.
I was gonna say
Chelsea of old.
You said it like they were just like the Chelsea of some years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the real early game on Sunday. That's like 6 o'clock Central Time. That kicks off.
And you hate that game.
So No, but I've been, on a Sunday, I don't mind the real early games. It's the Saturday early kickoffs that I really don't like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Then we get Bournemouth against Liverpool in the Premier League. It's really the only Premier League game. We don't get many Premier League games this weekend. I don't know what's going on. They're spreading them out over the week. So, but yeah, we get Bournemouth v Liverpool, and we've talked about this Bournemouth v Liverpool game many times before because it was only back in 18 months ago that Liverpool absolutely smashed Bournemouth 9-0 in the Premier League. And then the following game, 6 months later in the same season, Bournemouth beat them 1-0. So there's like the complete, just both ends of the spectrum. But both games that they've played since then have been 3-1 and 2-1 Liverpool wins.
That's the epitome of why this is hard.
What?
That's why soccer's hard. It's a hard sport to be a fan of, watch, and gamble on, especially.
Yeah. But Liverpool are pretty solid. I do like Liverpool team total here because Liverpool have scored in back-to-back games where they've put out their strongest side. They're 4 and 5 out of 6, and they were 4 out of 4 to score 2 goals. The only game they didn't score twice was away against Man City, which was a game that you're playing not to lose rather than to try and win. So yeah, that one's pretty straightforward. And not to mention Bournemouth are themselves on a great run of form and playing pretty well at home. So they could put up a goal or two themselves. So that's why the over 2.5 is that one there. The third one is in France, just in the French Cup. We get the French Cup. There's no Ligue 1 action this week. And I've gone for Lille because they're playing a side many leagues below them. And in the last round, Lille put out a side called Golden Lion. And, I've talked about this before. I talked about an episode that you didn't do when we did the FA Cup about looking for the potential in the fact that some of the big sides will rest their players in cup games against lower league opposition. Lille didn't do that against Golden Lion. They put out their full strength side and they were 7-0 up at halftime. So, and they won the game 12-0 in the end. So Lille did not give a single F. Who they were. So that's why I'm like, okay, they're away against this, but Lille are going to put out a strong side, and we get -110 on Lille to score 3 goals. Again, they just won 12-0. I think this is a team total for Lille to go over 2.5, and that gives us some value. And then the last one, I have to put it in here. I can't continue to beat the drum about fading Barcelona if I don't actually bet it and tell you I'm betting it. So Barcelona away against, it could be anyone, to be perfectly honest with you, in La Liga, and I would take both teams to score because Barcelona's away form is putrid for Barcelona. And
sure.
I've said this all season. I continue to say it. They have conceded in 8 out of their last 10 away games. Only one of those was not in. One of those was in the Champions League. They didn't concede against Porto. They lost away against Shakhtar Donetsk. We were on that Shakhtar Donetsk money line in the Champions League back in November. They lost to Antwerp. They've drawn with Valencia, Rayo Vallecano, conceded against Las Palmas, and they've just got absolutely battered by the one and only Hala Madrid in the Super Cup 4-1. So, they're playing against Real Betis, who are, again, they're middle of the table, but again, they're pretty solid at home. They've scored in 5 out of their 5 last home games. They drew 1-1 at home against Real Madrid. So they can compete with the big boys. They drew 1-1 with Girona, who, as I mentioned last week, like one of my favourite sides in the league. So Betis are not pushovers at home. And in the last 5 head-to-heads, they've scored against Barcelona when Betis are at home. So both teams to score in that game is kind of a no-brainer for me.
I was going to say, it's almost a given.
In fact, the side of that I'm actually more concerned about is Barcelona scoring a goal.
Yeah.
Like Betis, you could just take it Betis to score, just a home team and you'll probably get very similar price because the bookies just continue to give you no value on Barcelona at all, even though they're not doing well. But those 4 games on Sundays plus 652.
Love it.
So love those. And one I've left a couple of minutes at the end because you are deciding that you want to take. You're coming for my job, right?
Oh yeah, everything, every sport. You, Brandon, everybody, not just y'all. I want to smoke with everybody. If I could bet money on it, I could win money on it. So I always have to remember I'm the smartest person I know when it comes to this gambling stuff. At least that's what I like to tell myself.
Well, you continue to tell yourself that, and
if you want, I'm giving people 24-hour service, man. I'm giving people 24-hour service. We getting 2-3 a.m. cashes, bro.
The problem with that is everyone else is asleep.
Hey y'all, don't listen to him, bro. Hey, you need Slovenian soccer, you need Australian soccer, you need plays that he's talking about, all that. He even left out Crystal Palace Arsenal this weekend. It's crazy. It'll be a good one.
I will take the under in that game. And probably the Crystal Palace money line. Probably the Crystal Palace money line, just to make myself feel better if we lose.
Hey, pick it prove, man. You got a sport.
Go on.
You got a sport. Let me go ahead and take a couple losses out on that first. I need a couple losses on there first to see what I'm doing. After that, we rolling. Make sure y'all check out the new series. We got a new series. That I'm hoping everybody already checked out, but if you haven't, it's What Pissed Off Prue. It's a recap show that we're doing on everything that we talk about here. I'm playing with house money. That we go over in the Gilded in the Discord, and then I tell you guys about all the times that ice pisses me off throughout the week. So it's nice and entertaining.
Few and far between those are.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. Yeah. You're right. You are right about that. Hey, man, check us out. Go to the Toys to Titles YouTube. If you are on YouTube, like and subscribe, please. Comment for us. If you listen to audio, we'll take any of the reviews, any questions. Hit us on the Gilded. Hit us on the Discord, Twitter. Anywhere you can find us. Hit me on Twitter too, because I like talking shit on there. So we can.
I noticed
some jokes. We crack some jokes and
told the whole of Philadelphia that I'm now them.
That's what I was just about to say. We can get ice jumped. He jinxed the Eagles, the Phillies, everybody. So I enjoy it. And to make up for it, he gives us winners in the SGC. We'll give him that for now. I'm the consigliere for now. But
go on then. So what have you got? You looking? Go on. What are you looking at? Have you actually got anything for the A-League this week?
No.
You're not going to even give us a pick.
Because I don't even have. Oh yeah, no. I do. I like the players. I got to see the lineups and everything right now.
All right. So what we're saying.
If you want the real soccer plays, want the real soccer plays that we ain't gonna come out here and hand y'all for free, I send him out here for the free stuff. I got y'all. I hit you with the sauce every time for the Australian League, and then anything that I gotta tighten up on his plays. So let us know.
Let us know indeed. And I mean you've covered it all. Jump in the Discord. Links are all over Twitter at PW_house money at PrueBaby10.
Get to the Toys Titles Gilded too, because off season coming up. We got a lot of stuff going on. So
I know we soccer stuff in there, but we will catch you next Friday. Inviting you to join us at the SGC.
Yes, sir.